other than that, with yet another review. Okay, so this one is a little different than the other ones, but if you're from Maryland, you already know how to do this. If you're going to Maryland anytime this summer or any future summer coming up, you must watch this video. Because I guarantee you, whoever you're going to go visit, you will be going out for steamed crabs. Here in Maryland, you learn how to eat a crab before you learn how to walk. You're eating a crab while you're still in the diapers. That's just the thing. So there's some essential items you need. When they go get a crab, you'll have brown paper. You must have brown paper down. Put the crabs on. A mallet and a knife. You're not going to use this part of the knife. You're going to use like this part. I'll explain later. Another essential you must have: a beer. And most likely it's a Natty Boh, because that's our Macon beer. And more often than not, corn on the cob. So somehow corn on the cob and steamed crabs go together. And we have good ass corn here. And this one is sprinkled with Old Beck. But it used to be just here in Maryland, but now it is nationwide because they sold it. But this is a staple of every household. Oops, I forgot. This is a staple of everybody in Baltimore, Maryland, wherever. In the Maryland thing. They must, if you go in any kitchen in Maryland, you will find a can of Old Beck. So, start off with, because I don't want you to go and then somebody's got to teach you. You can say, oh no, I watched Shelly the Nuts YouTube video and I already know how to eat a crab. Come on, get down. Okay. Don't knock it over. Got my cat wanting to sit in the window. Okay, so here is the crab. Here's the back of the crab. First thing you're going to do is you're going to peel off this very first claw right here is the back fin claw. So if you hit it just right sometimes, you'll pull out a whole chunk of meat, but that one didn't have a lot on it. Let's try this side. You grab it here by the knuckle, and then you pull like that, and sometimes you get a big chunk of meat. Come on, Dory, get down! I'm doing something, get down! Get down! God dang fucking cats can't do anything around here. Okay, sorry. And then you take off all these little, if you really want to be picky about it, and all you do is you just take it and you rip it like that. Sometimes you get a little meat there. If you pull this open like this, you'll see some meat where, but it's really not worth digging for. So you pull off all the leg. At the end of the crab, this one's missing one, but you'll find, just take that off. Sometimes you have to eat that. Okay. People do it two different ways. Some people stockpile their claws for the end of they're done eating. Some people eat them as they go. Some people eat them when they're done eating the rest of the crab. I eat it when I'm done the rest of the crab. I can't stand to sit it there much. So then, you're going to go to the back of the crab right here. And you're going to pop open this little piece right here. And then you're going to pull it. And when you pull it, it's going to open up a space right here. Where the mouth is. And you're going to take it. And you're going to split open the crab. Like that. Okay? Now, let me get to this shell. So this is this shell, the top shell. In here, you're going to find a bunch of gook. You don't eat that stuff that's in the middle. But, if you reach back in these corners right here, it's this yellow stuff. It's called mustard. Everybody fights over the mustard. Everybody's like, are you eating your crab? You're eating your shells? Are you eating your shells? Can I have your shells? everybody fights over the mustard. So in each corner right here, in each of the corners, you'll want to go like that with your finger to reveal the yellow. Don't eat the stuff in the middle. Now, at the end of the video, I will reveal what the mustard is. So, now you're left with this piece of the crab. Okay? So, you'll want to take off the lungs. We call it the devil. That's what we call it. Very poisonous. Do not eat this part of the crab. I repeat, do not eat this part of the crab. It is poison. It will make you sick. It will make you deathly ill. If you eat too much, you can die. It will make you deathly ill. Do not eat the lungs. Do not eat this part of the crab. It's called the devil. I guess maybe it's called the devil because it will make you really sick. Then in the middle right here, you're going to find more pieces of lung and stuff, and you're going to want to pull all that out. Any stringy, like, intestine looking stuff, you want to pull that out. Okay? Don't eat that either. And then you want to pull all the pieces, so it's now you have a clean piece with nothing on this, nothing on that. Okay? And then nothing in the middle. So you're left with this piece. So what you want to do is you're going to break this. You're going to take this piece of the backbone and you're going to pull it towards you. And when you do, you're going to have two pieces. More time often than you're going to have a piece. So you have two pieces. So then you'll just want to go in here and pull this open. When you pull this open, you're going to get a big chunk. It's called back fin. And it is delicious. It's the most expensive part of the crab. And then you'll just dig in all the holes to reveal more crab meat. And then you'll continue with the other side. Okay. And it's a lot of picking. It's more picking than it is eating. So you'll most likely get tired of picking than you will get full. And your fingers, if you have, and if you have it caught on your finger, oh my God, you're gonna be like, ah, because this is all salt. And why, you ask, are they called blue crabs if they're red? I will explain. Anyway, so basically you just keep pulling it apart till you have all of, and you're going to get little pieces of shell in your mouth because you spit it out. Okay, so that's the body of the crab. So now let's get to the leg. So you take the leg, claw, whatever, and then you're going to take this and you're going to break it right here at the knuckle, okay? You're going to break it. So you're going to hold this piece and this piece and you're going to pull right here. And if you do it right, I didn't. Let me see if I can break up another leg. You're going to get it. See now, like when I pulled that off, do you see that piece of back fin right there? See if I can get it to work. Okay. You pull it just right, you'll wind up with a big chunk of meat that came out of here. So there's nothing left in this claw. I just pulled it all out. And that's like a score. Go ahead. Okay. So then, what you want to do, you take your knife, and you put your knife right here by the two claws. Right there. And you just want to put the knife on top of it, and you just want to tap it a couple times just to break open like the skin, and then you move the knife back and forth a little bit. Then you can break it. And when you break it, you do it right, you'll wind up with a whole bunch of meat on this part of the crab. Sometimes there's a little bit left in the shell if you want to go for it. And you just take your knife and pull the rest out. The claws are drier compared to the rest. The other part of the claw, you can take your mallet and you'll just want to hit this part. And when you do, it'll break. And you just remove the shell. You remove the shell. And then you'll dig inside to get the meat out of it. Now, between every bite of crab meat, you must drink a sip of beer. And eat your corn and crab. Like I said, this corn and crab is sprinkled with Old Bay. People make Bloody Marys with Old Bay out here. They put Old Bay on french fries. They put Old Bay on their wings. They put Old Bay on potatoes. They put Old Bay on coleslaw. They put Old Bay on deviled eggs. I'm trying to think what else. Well, I'm contemplating on my corn. They pretty much put Old Bay on everything. And then, if you have crabs left over, you can make crab soup. Which, if you subscribe to my channel, you'll know when I make the pot of crab soup. And I will be making a pot of cream of crab soup and a pot of crab soup. So you might want to subscribe to my channel because I will be making a video on how to make crab soup. And I make some really, really, really good crab soup. Everybody loves my crab soup. Okay, so I'm going to get into the history of the blue crab and reveal the origin of the mussels. So you might want to keep watching. But, like I said, if you're coming to Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, any part of Maryland. Oh, let me get back to this. So, I'm 56. Back when I was a young girl, we could get, so crabs come in small, medium, large, and jumbo. These right here will be considered small. I don't have a medium to show you. Back when I was growing up, and I'm 56, you could get smalls for like $9 or $10 a dozen. Mediums would run 13 to 15. Larges would run 17 to 20. And jumbos would be about 25. Two years ago, crabs were at, for mediums, $35 a dozen. This year, the smalls to the mediums, last year, they were running about $55 to $65 for a small medium. Which, if you go to the right place, they mix them up, so you don't get all the tiny ones. And the females is a whole different story. A female crab is a lot different than a male crab. I don't like females, so I won't be doing a video on females because I don't like eating females. And they got this orange stuff in there that's like their uterus. I don't know, it's gross. I don't eat female crabs. I just don't like females. Females are a lot cheaper. Anyway, last year they were about $55, $60 a dozen. This year, granted it is the beginning of the season, but they're about $77 to $79 a dozen for the smalls to the mediums. I'm not saying that it's due to politics, or it's due to Ukraine, or it's due to Russia. I'm not going to put the blame on anybody because this is not a political friggin' video. I'm just saying, things are getting really freaking expensive and it's really getting my nerves. Especially don't mess with my crabs. I love crabs. I say, did somebody say the C word? My C word is crab, not the other C word. Anyway, so stay tuned and you'll know, get a little bit of history on the crab. Hit the subscribe button because you're going to want to know those recipes for my cream of crab and the crab soup. And I might have some other Baltimore stuff going on. So if you are visiting Baltimore, you might want to check out this video. Show you the nut. Stay tuned for more information. Sitting here with me eating crabs. I'll let you listen to the bottom of the scanner. If the scanners are free, you can listen to any city.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not well conversation. You got keys? You got all the keys.
Police.
To release, put it in my box or something else. I can't write that acres report because it's showing up in my Exxon report box.
Yeah, sure, everything can put it as a 39, which is a fire. So because it doesn't show up in the signal 30, you need to give me a whole new CC, a whole new CAD, or how we doing it?
I can use the same CAD, but I need that full 118 to be issued an error, or I can't do it. X-ray for signal 30 so I can do the acres report.
Alright, let me just give you a whole new everything, so hold on.
It was in my freezer. No, I can't have that cut here. So we're gonna do it first. Anyway, so yeah, this scanner is free. I'll do a review just on the scanner in a little bit.
We'll be there in 8 minutes. We have to do some paperwork in regards to an ERPO and an EP. Alright, Temple, we'll be there. Just as you put in the can first, please, for 22 West.
Score!
10-4.
I've actually been listening to the scanner and had an armed robbery up the street from me.
We'll use the boy now.
I'm listening to the scanner as they found people murdered. And the news didn't even know what's going on. But I knew before the news did. Oh, another score.
33-43.
Well, and then there'll be like a little code at the bottom that says 10. You can hit that and find out what the codes are. Must not be very interesting today. I don't hear a lot going on.
149. CAD 3468, 3468.
I think it's signal.
And you just reference the George, everything okay?
So we're well.
Signal 13, I think, might be officer needs to
4227 George. 12 1743. And also we have vehicle spending, also 1. Larceny, 3466. Streets, unauthorized use, 3917 Brooklyn, 1743.
And if you're involved in illegal activity, it's also good to listen to this because you'll hear if they're coming to your house.
I'm getting a request of service from the fire department, the 22 South Athol. Future Care, Irvington Room 23, Bed A, Adam. Fire department is requesting police to respond back to the scene.
Simple.
I've seen.
Yeah, I gotta get him take it back to 22.
Search warrants going down.
Just wants us to get rid of it. That's a copy, man.
So if you're a person who watches the IG channel, you'll want to tune into this. Especially if you live in Dinky Town. You live in Dinky Town.
Victims are confirming at the end of the day. It's going to be 10:30. There's something else going on. 31.
I happen to live in the largest district in Baltimore City, which is called the Northeast District. I mean, it's a very large, vast amount. It's the largest district among the police department.
How's you want?
2400 Black of Walmart.
Right now,
Shuffle.
major road
Okay.
that police would take to get down onto the street.
41. 41.
The bridge is being worked on.
Then we made contact with this individual inside. He changed it to check the well-being, give it a Frank no.
So, they have to detour. They have to go all the way around. And
You 43 to W?
they cut down the response time. Score.
Yes, sir.
The best time of the year
Any year I can really, what it's with.
to get steam crabs is around late September, early October. Because the crabs have...
Good for.
Now, you get a crab that smells like ammonia. Don't even bother.
Where you welcome. 22 X.
It's the back.
22 X. So the unit that needed a 1011. What was that address again?
And what causes that
That address, it is 7100 Penhurst.
what causes the ammonia smell is when...
4100 Penhurst? I thought it was 4205.
Yeah, now started hopping, right? Yes.
Yes, that's the location, but we're going to meet him in the 4100 block. Therefore, sir.
Crabs must go and get steamed when they're alive. If a crab dies, the way you bring them back home to get steamed,
Does she make it a CC number or y'all got a code?
they have an ammonia smell. And they're... The smell alone, ugh, it's nasty. Just discard it. Because when you do get a dozen crabs, most of the time they give you 13 or 14 crabs,
23, go ahead with your director control.
because they expect you to have a couple bad crabs in there. It's called a baker's dozen.
3. And I have a director control.
I'm gonna start talking and then they'll start talking. It's called a baker's dozen, which that means it's 13 or 14. Or if you time it just right, and it's like the last batch that they're cooking for the night, you can wind up with 2 dozen for the price of 1. If that time it just right. But a lot of places will sell you cold crabs the next day for a cheaper price. Like about $10 to $12, $10 to $15 a dozen. They're cold, but like I'm eating cold right now. Baltimore.
It's 1047.
But
Alright, so
if you did want to take cold crabs, it would simply take 2 or 3, put them in a paper bag. Paper bag.
Also going to be a drink.
So you might know the hose you down here, close the off the paper.
We got to tell you another necessity we must have are napkins.
And 4.
It's very messy. And if you're unsure about something like it tastes good, just throw it away. Don't risk it.
I have. Need to use peanut.
Yes, ma'am. Frank, no. Exchange of information. Get something else for the smoke, bro.
It's really salty. Done.
Don't try it.
So, when we talk about blue crabs, there's a lot of myths that come into about crabs. I can tell you that I saw with my own eyes That this really did happen. Did you eat that crab over there? Dory loves crabs. Oh, the cat, I know, like crabs. Anyway. So, if you're making a pot of crab soup and a storm comes in, you'll want to remove it from the stove immediately, because I've seen it with my own eyes. There was no heat on the stove, nothing. My mom just had a pot on there and she was throwing the pieces of crab and the corn and the green beans and the tomato soup. Anyway, no heat was underneath it at all. And the storm came over, and all of a sudden the pan went blub, blub, blub. And this smell was ungodly. And the whole pot of crab soup went sour. Just like that. It's a wise tale, because crabs are water animals. And storms make them restless. And so you're not supposed to make crab soup during a storm. Don't know, but I saw with my own eyes. So either it was a freak accident, that something else was involved, or it is true. But I saw it. Anyway. Let me go back to tell you more about, now that I'm done eating my crabs, let me go back to tell you more about the history of the crab. Okay, so now for a history lesson. Rumor has it that back as far as the 1800s, our Native Americans were cited, whatever, referenced as actually using blue crabs in their diet. We can go back as far as 1865 to find recipes for different, for the meat out of the blue crab. Okay, so that's history part. As for our crabs, they have to be 5 inches to be caught, legally caught. The females, which I told you about, I don't like them, but other people like them. I believe they only have to be 4 inches to be caught. Soft crabs. So when they get... So when we were catching crabs, the males, to reproduce, the males get on top of the females and they do whatever they gotta do. I don't want to get into that. But you'll find the larger males when they're doing the nasty deed. And they're called doublers. So when we were crabbing, if we saw a doubler, we'd want to get that because we knew that that male crab was going to be a big one. Anyway, so when they're young, it's called molt. They molt and they get rid of their hard shell, and then they get a new shell. Well, when they're molting, you can grab these crabs, and they're called soft crabs. I personally do not like soft crabs, but everybody around me loves them. And you just batter them and you put them on a sandwich and you eat them. Me personally, this is just me, I really can't stand to eat something with the legs hanging over and the eyes looking at you, whatever. But okay, these other people, they say it's delicious. They say it's absolutely delicious, and more power to them. That's their opinion. I have my opinion. Anyway, I don't like soft crabs. But anyway, so that's a little history. Now for the big reveal on crab mustard. So, what is this mustard that all of us Baltimoreans fight each other over to get? It is, wait for it, it is the crab poop. It's their shit.